Today we'll be completing an oil change on a 2017 Lexus RX350. These are the parts that you'll need to complete the job, starting with the crush washer, the oil filter element, the oil itself, 0W20, and the tools you'll need are the following: a 3/8 drive ratchet, 14mm socket, it can be regular or deep, a 3/8 drive extension, a 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive adapter for the oil filter wrench, a torque wrench, a pick to remove the O-rings and crush washer, a oil drain pan, a funnel, I like this one, some car ramps or a jack to lift the vehicle. So first we'll start by removing the oil fill cap. This will help not create a vacuum when we're draining the oil from the bottom. Next we'll be using the 14mm socket with the 3/8 drive ratchet to remove the oil drain bolt. And while that's draining, we're going to go ahead and remove the old crush washer that was on there using the pick. So once I get the crush washer off, I like to clean the drain bolt with a little bit of brake clean. This isn't necessary, I just like to do this. And then put on the new crush washer. So with your new oil filter, it should come with 2 O-rings, as you can see right here, the element and the straw used to drain the oil filter housing. So now that the oil is basically done draining, I'm going to go ahead and clean what's left, and then I'm going to make sure that there's no residue from the original crush washer because I want to make a good seal with the new one. So I'm putting the drain plug back with the new crush washer, going to get it finger tight, and then I'll come back and torque it later. So with the 3/8 extension, with the 3/8 drive ratchet, I'm breaking loose the drain plug for the oil filter housing, and that straw that we opened up earlier, you're just going to press it in there till it clicks, and you'll see all the oil come out of the oil filter housing. So now I'm taking some brake clean and I'm cleaning the oil drain pan. Make sure that there's no oil residue so I know in the future if I have a leak or not. Now that the oil filter housing's done, just pull off the straw, wipe any oil residue, and now I'm going to use the oil filter housing removal tool. There will still be a little bit of oil left in the filter housing, so just turn it into the drain pan. So there's your old oil filter element. Looks clean in there, no big pieces of metal. This is the drain plug for the oil filter housing. As you can see, the O-ring stayed on the straw. And we've got to verify that so we're not putting 2 O-rings that will cause a leak. So now I'm using that pick to remove the the O-ring, there's this little slot in there that helps you get a screwdriver, or in this case, a pick, to get under the O-ring and take it off. And as I said before, the O-ring stayed with the straw, so now we just got to clean everything and put our new O-rings. I like to use brake clean on all these parts again, just to make sure everything's clean before adding the new parts. So now I'm putting the new O-rings. Also make sure to put new oil on them. You'll see me do that here in a second. So just put a little bit of oil and then make it finger tight. Here's the main O-ring. Also going to put a little bit of oil. Make sure you get it seated in that channel all the way around. And last but not least, the new element. I'm just going to wipe off any old oil before inserting the new oil filter. And then I'm just going to twist it all the way that I can until I get it as tight as I can with my hand. Now with the oil filter wrench, I'm just going to get it slightly snug before taking out the torque wrench. The torque specs on the oil filter housing is 18 foot-pounds. And then using the 3/8 extension on the oil filter housing drain plug, it is 10 foot-pounds. Now I'm using the 14mm socket to torque the oil drain pan bolt to 28 foot-pounds. So now that everything's buttoned up on the bottom, we'll go ahead and start adding our oil. This is why I love this funnel, because it attaches to multiple of our Toyota and Lexus vehicles. I'll put a link in the description of where I got it from. This will use 5.7 quarts of 0W20. Well, you could do this job with a 5 quart and a 1 quart to get your 5.7. All of our vehicles are Toyota and use 0W20, so we typically just buy the big 5 quart jugs. And so I'm topping it off here using the some leftover 0W20 that we had from a previous job. I just like to fill up the old 5 quart jug with the used oil. Makes it easier to transport to the recycle. Since it was 5.7, this won't completely fill it up, it'll get pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and start the car and make sure that there's no oil leaks. Just run it for a couple of minutes, make sure everything gets moving around. So looking under, don't see anything spraying out or dripping, so that's good. And now that the car is off the ramps, we're going to go ahead and check the level after it was ran for about 5 minutes. So don't check the first reading, wipe it off. And second reading should be between the 2 dots on the dipstick. And it looks to be good. So this is how to reset the schedule maintenance. On the cluster, go all the way to the right to the gear icon. Go down to vehicle settings. Hit schedule maintenance. Reset the data. And I go ahead and do the oil maintenance too. And now you should be good.